Do you
Put
got
it
a
in that box. Get there and get up real quick.
Do I got a 5 all international?
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's only fitting. We play a team from Italy tomorrow, so this is divine intervention.
All right. So who's your all-time 5 international?
Drazen, Petrovic, Giannis. I don't know his last name, how to say it. Manu Ginobili, Paul Gasol, and I gotta go with Nicolo. I gotta go with Jokic.
Yeah. You know, I was telling Trav and Ham, we talking about this on an earlier show. We about one more MVP and or one title from having a real uncomfortable conversation about Jokic in the all-time center rankings.
Yes, sir.
Saying because he got more MVPs than Shaq.
Mm-hmm.
And Shaq, arguably the best ever.
He got more. If he get a third MVP, and Ham can look this up on another day, I think he'll have the most MVPs all time of any center.
Kareem.
Kareem got what, 5?
Yeah.
But who else got more than 3? At center. Yeah, that's about to be a real uncomfortable conversation. But let's get in. And welcome to the United Nations. This is basketball Statue of Liberty. Bring us your hungry, your tired, and your poor. We are accepting of people from all nations. This is 94 Feet of Life. This is a very fitting episode considering, as we're taping this, the World Cup is in the semifinal stages. Argentina advanced to the finals. I think we're going to hear about another Argentinian real soon on this show. I got Ham. I got Trav. I ain't gonna call him a guest. He be here all the time. Our main man, Coach Les. First of all, Coach Les, shout out to you. Big dub over IMG recently.
That was.
You can't really do the brag because you been the coach, but we can brag. We are allowed to. What's going on, fellas? How's everybody going?
Good, man. Good. It's like I said, it's fitting that the United Nations show is today, and we actually play a big time ball club from Italy that's on a tour right now.
Okay.
So it's gonna be very interesting tomorrow, and how this game comes about. Got a chance to watch them, and I'm gonna tell y'all this right now, for all y'all that's watching. The international game, the international players, they different. They doing it in a way that we gotta be better over here. That's we gotta be better. They doing it different.
Mm-hmm.
They doing it as we taught them. They've taken it to another level.
And we're gonna talk about this to kind of start off sort of the beginnings of this and sort of where this is gone. But Ham, I'm Fab Five Freddy, creative genius behind 94 Feet of Life with the videos and the promos. Ham, when you think about the international game, where it's come from and kind of where it's at, you in your city, Memphis, have been blessed to have the greatest international pair of brothers to play, to see both of them in your city. Talk about just kind of how you've seen this thing grow.
First things first, I actually applied to try to get to try to make Ja Morant be from the French part of Memphis, but then it wouldn't stick. I tried to get him to make the list. He was gonna fit in one of my guard spots, something like that. But this whole thing, man, we think about it. We 30 years removed from the Dream Team.
Yeah.
The Dream Team taking center stage in Barcelona, which changed the whole scope and dynamic, I think, on a global scale. Because we all know when everybody went over to Barcelona and Monte Carlo, wherever they were playing, everybody was starstruck. They catching the team out on the rumblers, you know what I'm saying? They taking pictures. But when they came back to Atlanta in 96, I remember a lot of us were thinking, yo, Dream Team 3 bullshit. But they really wasn't bullshitting. The rest of the world was just coming up. They just got better. They started breaking it. And then you get fast forward to 2000, they almost got beat by the Italian squad.
Yep.
Over down in Sydney. And we got to go ahead. I'm going to blame that North Carolina guy, George Carr, for 2002. I'm going to blame that other North Carolina guy. Shout out to him because he resigned the other day. Larry Brown, due to health concerns. Shout out to Coach Brown. But for 2004, Carlos Arroyo flexing on you and all that kind of good stuff.
Puerto Rican Stockton.
A lot had to happen though. We had to really get chin checked to take this thing seriously. But now everybody takes it seriously. Even Canada. We're gonna mention a few Canadians here in a little bit, so
yeah.
Swing it all around, man.
Trav, you a big San Antonio Spurs fan, so the Spurs have kind of been on the forefront of the international wave. So as a Spurs fan and kind of seeing it, what are your thoughts on it?
Man, I just think with the Spurs and what they did and how they look into it, they really do their homework. Not everything can be in America sometimes. I mean, when you do your homework, you got international players out there, man. And they ain't from the Himalayas, but they hooping. They hooping out there. Even Kobe even mentioned it. Like international play is right there. It's fundamentally sound and everything is right there. It's right there. So like y'all said, it's all catching up now. And like you said, the Spurs, they was some of the forefront of it. I mean, with Manu, with Tony, and that was just the ones that's drafted. I mean, if y'all want to consider Timmy that, hey, okay, that's fine. But you also have to understand that international players, I hate to say it, but majority of them are mature players coming in the league.
Yeah.
Because they built to play pro basketball. They carry themselves in a different demeanor. They carry themselves in a pro demeanor. So the Spurs knew what to do, and they had the coach to put those pieces into play and to win championships off of those players. So, hey, man, international players, man, here we go.
And I think you look at international players, they're taught the profession of being a basketball player. Like, they're in that club system. They don't even, I'm sure they're getting some education, but they're like, we're not even going to pretend like this is what this is. If you're a special one, you getting in this club system, you going to play grown men from the time you're 14, you playing in hostile arenas. You know what I'm saying? So they're prepared. So when they come here, yes, they have to adjust to American culture, NBA life, but the game is the game. And let's kind of start from there. Ham, you mentioned 2000 Olympic team, and I think to me that was like the starting point of when it kind of started to change. It was like, oh, these dudes really, really got something, and I remember that U.S. Olympic team, Vince Carter and KG, and it was a great squad, and they had trouble getting through Italy's and France's. And I think those are like the children of the dream team. Like, this is kind of the dream team effect. So now these guys in France and Spain, like, but people forget about that 2008 Redeem team that beat Spain. That Spain team had 9 NBA players on a roster. Man, 9. So the world, man. So let's kind of go to, we're going to pick our all-time 5 international players. Now, full disclosure, I did not pick any current players for the all-time list. But Ham, Les, and Trav did. So I want to kind of go through, fellas, get y'all just rapid fire thoughts on some people who probably didn't make y'all list. And I'll give you a couple of them. Just kind of give me your initial thoughts. The kind of guy who was the first, he was one of the first, was Vlade Divac. And Vlade was their first, get it at the high post, could pass the rock, really smart. He wasn't like a 3-ball shooter, but he was can kind of pull your big out away from the basket. So he's somebody I want to mention. Any of you guys you want to talk as like an honorable mention?
Tony Kukoc.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that.
He was Lamar Odom.
Yeah.
Like, he was, he came over here too late. I mean, he came over here too early.
Yeah.
He came too early.
Right.
Could you imagine Tony Kukoc in 2022 right now?
Oh,
He
man.
fits. He fits what the NBA wants right now.
Stop it. Tony was ahead of his time. Ahead of his time.
Hey, I often wonder what would have happened if Oscar Smith would have came over here. You know what I'm saying? Just how would the big guard or the guard position be redefined? You know what I'm saying? If he was able.
You on mute.
You on mute.
Ham, you on mute.
Okay, my bad. Phone call came in, so it put me on mute out of the back of Zoom, janking like that. But I wonder what would have happened if Oscar Smith would have came over in his prime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Killer. And people reach when they do this. This is a far stretch. They'll compare him to Jordan. They'll compare him, to that level. But if he was like that, he was like that. Kind of in the same way where we didn't get enough of Drazen, but we got enough to believe, like, he was one of those. He was for real, He came with some other cats that were good contributors. Dino Roger, Tony Kukoc, you know what I'm saying? They moved there, some good people coming over, but when I think about it, I'm sitting there just to kind of switch it over. I'm looking at the 2014 Spurs roster. 9 cats, non-American born on the roster. The most ever on an NBA champion.
Yeah.
I mean, they never had as many Americans as they had non-Americans, straight up. They got Brazil, they got Argentina, they got a couple of French dudes, they got an Italian dude, they got a couple of Australian dudes. It's like they loaded like that. So, and a couple, we got a Canadian flavor there as well, but we wouldn't have thought about nothing like that in the mid-90s. Not on the NBA roster, but it was starting to slowly grow into that. Think about a lot of the cats that we don't think about. Your Wang Juju, your Eduardo Nahara. Yeah, I'm going through the old Dallas Mavericks roster. Because they were pretty
don't give me
too.
Don't give me started.
Who was that? Was that Don Nelson squads in the early 2000s? They're pretty. He had a lot of versatility on the international
You
side
talk
too. So
T.I.
it's
goes
just crazy, man. You know, and I look at where my 5 is, the 5 that I chose on my current. 3 of them, well, 2 of them, no, 3 of them are on my all time. Because the 3 cats that I got that are both on the current all time, they're just that, they're generational talents. You know what I'm saying? When we get to that part of the list, then you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
Trav, who did you have as like an honorable mention all time?
By the rules set of how we had to pick our all time, it left out one person because this other person just had an award name after him, and he was basically one of the top 10, in my opinion, one of the top 10 ever, which X this one out. But Arvydas Sabonis was Joker.
Yeah.
That's basically what he was. With his knees and his health, he had good health with knees, with good knees. He was Joker before Joker. He can pass exceptional. You double him, he kill you. He can shoot the 3 ball on a regular. As a 7-foot big, he can shoot it. He can score with either hand. It's crafted around the basket. He can do whatever he wanted to do on the offensive end. I think he came to the NBA a tad bit too late.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, when you see Joker, that is Sabonis. That is a healthy Sabonis. That's all that is.
I'm one day, you know me, I'm a YouTube junkie. Young Arvydas Sabonis was
Killer.
Oh, he was as Les and the folks said, he was different. He was different. He was when he had the athleticism and the quickness. Joe, I know a couple guys I picked off. Just one more quick round. Peja Stojakovic was tough. Deadlift Shrimp, super tough. And now let's get into the 5. This was tough. 2 of these, I didn't pick current day. But this was still super difficult. And I can only imagine because y'all put some current day folks that makes this extremely difficult. So my 5 are Olajuwon, Ginobili, Dirk, Nash, and Powell.
Yeah, I gotta change my 5.
The toughest.
I gotta change my 5.
The toughest decision was Nash or Tony Parker. Because Tony Parker, from about 04 to about 08, he had about a 4 or 5 year stretch where he was completely unplayable. Well, he was completely unguardable, even with a minimum 3 ball. Nobody keep Tony Parker out the paint for about 5 years.
He got pissed. He got pissed off at 03 because his position was being threatened by Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd's supposed to be at San Antonio in 2004.
Mm-hmm.
After that, Tony Parker lived in the paint for 4 straight years.
Yeah.
My 5, it was Dream. Like I said before, if Dream wasn't accepted on here, it would have been Sabonis. But I got Dream, I got Dirk, I put Joel, I put Manu, and I put Tony Parker. 07 Tony Parker.
Specifically 07.
07 Tony Parker.
Les, Coach, who you got?
Yeah, I gotta retract. Because that man, and I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm not disrespecting Hakeem Olajuwon. first and foremost. I'm not.
Okay. It's your list.
But he won gold in 96 for the USA.
We know.
I'm not, like I said, I'm not disrespecting Hakeem.
No, that's a fair point.
But he paying taxes. He got his social security number. He not on
He paying tax. He paying tax.
He not on the work. Not on that work visa. He got rid of that work visa. All right. No I-20. No I-20s for I'm going Drazen. Rest in peace.
Yes.
I'm going Giannis.
Okay.
I gotta go Giannis because I have to go. Giannis can leave the game today, and he's done enough. Because we might be talking about him in that top 10 ever category before it's said and done. So I'm going Drazen, Giannis, Dirk, Nowitzki, not Lil Durk, the rapper. Going Dirk. I'm going Ginobili.
Manu.
And I'm going Powell. I'm going with those. I had said, I had said Jokic earlier, and I was like, but I couldn't disrespect the legacy in the work that Dirk Nowitzki put in. I just couldn't.
Yeah.
He's unbelievable, man. Dirk is unbelievable.
Dirk top 5 in his position of all time.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Dirk, we talk about unique to the game. Dirk was like, when Dirk became Dirk, nope, you would never seen anything like that. Yes, there was guys with quicker feet, hops, etc. Your KGs, your C-Webs, your Duncans. But that type of shooting touch.
And he rebounded the ball.
He did. How can you be 7 foot and crafty?
I used to hate when people used to say Dirk Nowitzki is sauce. I'm sorry, but when you averaging 10 plus rebounds consecutive seasons, there's nothing soft about that. I'm sorry.
The man was, again, how can a 7 footer be crafty? His man was so crafty. He invented a shot that people do drills on now. He fading away. You can't block that. You got a defense mechanism, which is your knee. You run up on it, that's your fault. He got his knee in front of him on a fade, and you're not blocking that. There's only one person I've seen block that shot. And he was on a rampage. That was Tracy McGrady. Tracy blocked it.
Mac was different.
But Mac was different. T-Mac he's just a different guy. But Dirk, he leaned back like this and he got that knee in front. You can't, that's already, the space is divided like this. And then he's 7 foot. He letting that thing ride. Then he's shooting that joint to Jesus. Jesus touching it. And most of the Dirk shots did not hit rim. They was what you call panties. Draws.
Think about it. Anytime you fading or you going away from the basket on your shot, that your arc has to be higher.
Yes.
And to shoot that consecutively, like to be able to make 3-4 of those in a game, that clearly means he's making 400 or 500 of them a day.
Consistently.
I mean,
Dirk incredible. He's an incredible balance. And then we all talked about Manu Ginobili.
You went from balance to the most unorthodox, skilled
You're right.
player.
just unpredictable. He might get behind his back in traffic. Of course, the Euro step.
Oh,
Manu was also one of them dudes. He wasn't what you would call a great 3-point shooter, but he never missed them when they need to be made.
it need to be made.
When they need to be made, he'd make them. And I remember in 2004, Ham talked about it in the Olympics. Boy,
He was unbelievable.
that's
Hold up. I'll be right back. Keep talking. I got this.
That's probably non-American hoopers. The best Olympics I've ever seen somebody have was that stretch. He was unbelievable.
And he carried it over into the season.
Yeah.
He carried like, and this is if we ever seen guys that like when they go play in international play in the summer or whatever.
I ain't get this for no reason. Let me turn the blur off so y'all can see this. I did not do. People don't understand, man.
Yeah.
This dude went on a rampage 2004, 2005.
And this thing about it, like when we seeing guys do work in the Olympics or like the FIBA championship, whatever, they normally come back in the season and it carries over. Like Dirk, Ginobili, I know United Nations, but I'm just throwing those examples. Like 2008, 2009, Dwayne Wade was when Derrick Rose in 2010 when they played in the qualifier.
Yeah,
just like it's a lot. It's something to be said about that. It's something to be said about that. And the thing about it is, those guys over there, they moving at a different. They moving at a different pace over there, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because the stuff that I've been able to see this last week, America got to get it together when it comes to our grassroots basketball. We have to get it together.
And you talk about that, and that international game is different. It's played different. And Ginobili, in that format, Ginobili is somebody, man. It would have been fun to see what he would have been if he wasn't a Spur. If he was playing 35 minutes a night, getting 15, 17 shots a game. But he was, like Trav talked about, unpredictable, creative with the rock.
Skilled. He was skilled. He was, believe it or not, he's skilled.
Oh, yeah.
Very.
Somebody I want to shout out, though, since we're talking about Manu, Sarunas Marciulionis.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shout out to him. Shout out to Sarunas, man.
He was a Euro stepping mother.
And he was out there with Run TMC.
Hey, I could jump. Could
Strong.
get up. Strong. Just
Dumb strong.
bamming on you, man.
Sarunas, different. He was built like James Harden. About 6'4", 6'5", just wide shoulders, just wide as hell across the top. And I just bully you. And Sarunas was wild because I'm only going left. I ain't going right. What you gonna do?
Manu was the same way. Manu was saying, dude, people do not understand, man. Manu going left. It ain't nothing you could do to stop him from going left.
Manu would sham. He would try to sham guide you.
Hey, crafty.
He try to sham guide you with one hand.
Yes, he'll throw it. He'll throw it left. He'll throw it left. He throw it for the left hand, going right, and then run back and get it back with his left hand and will pull it back. He do that, man. Dude, Manu, man. I remember I was talking to a group of people.
Mm-hmm, go ahead.
In a text, I was talking to a group of people, and they was like, Manu is not first ballot Hall of Fame. I said, oh, but hey, you know what girl said, bitch, where? Like, where? Where? Are you
Trash.
serious?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Family show.
There's only 2 people that done what he's done. He's one of the 2 that has won a Euro, a World, and a NBA championship, besides another Hall of Famer, Bill Bradley.
Yeah,
If this
right.
man don't get first ballot Hall of Fame, something ain't right. And sure enough, he was first ballot.
Did you have Powell on your list, Trash?
No.
Okay. I want Powell to me. And I think because he was a Laker and you play that quote unquote sidekick role with Kobe, people forget, man, what Powell was in Memphis.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I wish, J Ham had to roll out, take care of his business. Because I would want Jay, because Memphis Powell catch that thing, put it on the deck, turn over either shoulder, great touch, feet. Powell Gasol was a so much better player than what people give him credit for.
people don't understand. Powell was the first option.
So this is, I'm about to say something real quick. We remember when Kobe went to the Garden and went crazy. What did he have? Was
it a 60 piece, like 61, something like that?
Yeah.
Kobe had 62. But what people fail to realize, in that game, Paul Gasol had 31 and 15.
I didn't even remember Daniel.
And it's not taking nothing away from Kobe ever. Like, but the simple fact that he had 31 and 15. And that don't even get talked about.
You talked about 31 and 15. People just don't roll out the bed and get 31 and 15. He got 31 and 15, along with a dude that had 60.
Yeah.
And let's not forget Game 7, 2010. Let's not forget about that.
He was a key piece. He was
the only one making shots.
He whooping it. He got a hold of KG.
We cannot forget about that.
Powell was like, and I know Les always talks about this in our group chat. It's like Chris Bosh. It's like Kevin Love. The guy playing with the guy is the one that gets the disrespect.
Get the disrespect all the time. All the time.
Don't disrespect to uplift. Don't do that. Don't disrespect the accolades to uplift somebody else.
Right.
We can't do we as a society we do that too much. No. Chris, Powell is one of them. And he should have been on that top 75. It's disrespectful. He should have been on that top 75.
That's another show for another day.
Powell, we could definitely talk about that because Powell was one of them. In an era that had KG, Weber, Dirk, Duncan, Omari, all them great power forwards.
He was right there.
Powell was right there.
He
right there.
Leading a Grizzlies team that had just came down from Vancouver. It was a reason why he was the first international player to win Rookie of the Year. It was a reason why the Atlanta Hawks gave up, who was another bad dude, Sharif Abdul-Rahim, to make
room for Powell.
Yeah, like that. That was a reason why the Grizzlies gave him up because he was doing it. Like Sharif was no slouch either, but that's a whole another time. But like the Grizzlies was willing to give him up to get that third pick from Atlanta. So
I came right back on time, huh?
Right back on time. We've been saying
it's
we saying Powell in Memphis was one of them.
Hey, I wanted to include him, you know what I'm saying, simply because of what really both of them. The Gasol brothers, collectively, what they've done in the city. And their parents still live in Germantown. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that. Mark is a Tennessee Mr. Basketball recipient. You know what I'm saying? So he's one of those in that light. And yeah, Powell was the first all-star in the Grizzlies franchise history. Mark was the first team All-NBA guy and Defensive Player of the Year in the history of the Grizzlies franchise.
And about that trade.
Gotta get them dudes they love, man. And
think about
even some of the I want to throw a quick shout out to even some of the other Grizzlies that was once here, like Gordon Garachek and Hamed Haddadi and who was some of my other guys? But even what about my current guy, Santi Aldama? He putting in good work this year. You know what I'm saying? So just cool thing to see right there. But yeah,
you talk about
the Gasol though, man. Yeah.
When Powell gets traded to the Lakers, they gave away Powell Gasol.
We knew they were going to the finals.
Right. But who does the pick turn into? The pick turns into Mark.
Got turned into
Mark, and then you bring Zach over.
They went shopping in New York and got Zach.
Follow up the following summer with TA. There go your great grad.
The foundation. We talk about next gen Grizz and the swag and everything they got going, which is lovely.
Mm-hmm.
That group.
Set the foundation.
Zebo, Tony, Mike Conley.
Yep.
Marc Gasol was a foundational piece. Another dude. Great passer. Great basketball awareness. Some of the best hands. And Les can speak to this because Les coaches. Talk about big guys who can catch. And Marc Gasol had like 2 catches mixed.
He looked like a big, slow slug, but out on the perimeter, he moved pretty well. He could hedge out the screen, defend that up top. Mark was solid, man.
Man won Defensive Player of the Year, man. Man won Defensive Player of the Year.
Now, I will be the first to say that was Joe King's. However, I'm going to defend my guy on this. That season, Mark anchored the defense where in the second half of the season, they gave up 88.5 points a game. And he had 2 other All-NBA defenders in front of him, Mike and Tony. Tony first team, Mike on second team. He was the anchor of it. So they rewarded him pretty much for being the anchor.
You know what? He won the Defensive Player of the Year, but he still got second team all defense.
But think about this.
To Joe King, exactly.
2 brothers starting the All-Star game. Never happened.
Wow.
Never happened. So we're going to switch this over to the current. I know some of y'all gonna complain watching the show. They always agree. I see this complaint sometime in '94 when they agree too much. I guess y'all.
They won't bring.
Hold up.
They won't bring their.
Hold up. Before you go there. Before you go there, Big Shot. Let me say this.
Mm-hmm.
One thing we ain't finna do, Mr. Matthew Gordon. We ain't finna do this. We ain't finna talk about the Knicks unless they win. When you give more props to these young guys, we'll talk about the Knicks a little bit more often. And you are welcome to come in this show. We see you. I see you. You are welcome to come in this show and to speak your piece. We'll let you talk. We are men. But at the same time, quit disrespecting these young guys, man. Quit this. I see you disrespecting the Suns. And hey, the Suns was wrong in what they did to New Orleans. They was dead wrong. Dead wrong. Get your ass on defense, protect your home court. You wouldn't get dunked on like Zion did. I don't blame Zion for doing it. But at the meantime, you have to understand your daddy and your daddy before his daddy was doing the same thing you doing right now. Complain about these young fellas taking over this game. Stop that. Stop it. The game is nothing gonna get, it's gonna get even younger after you leave. Respect these young guys, man. This league is in good hands, man. This league is in good hands.
So, speaking of good hands, we picked the international 5 currently.
Can I say something real quick, Ryan?
Go ahead.
All right. People say how they agree too much, or they always agree. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something. Whoever you are, I ain't saying I don't know who you are. I don't even really pay attention to people that say stupid stuff. But when you have an alliance, one of the best alliances since the Four Horsemen was created, since the NWO came in, you're going to have strong-minded, like-minded individuals. Point blank, period. And a lot of us, not just dudes talking. And that's a fact. And when we say stuff, before stuff gets out, before it gets to the mass public, I think you should listen. Because you have dudes that's here that really is like that. And if you don't believe me, Google me.
We got 3 people on it who come on this show. 2 guests, 2 hosts, and 1 friend of the program. Who, if you Google their name, you're gonna find head coach, All-American,
and manager of one of the best women's basketball players in the game.
Hey,
come on.
So we came up with the current international 5. Embiid, Jokic, Giannis, Luka, and this brother has come out of, I ain't gonna say out of nowhere, but just a nice gradual ascent. Representing Canada, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Big Blue Nation.
Rep the Leaf.
I would argue, fellas, that those 5, and this shows you where the game has come from where it was. 20 years ago, because even Dirk wasn't this yet. You had no international players top 15, 20 in the league 20 years ago. None. Mm-mm. The 5 that we picked, all of us unanimously, right now might be 5 of the best team in the league. Right now. Those 5.
Before you go there, last year, who was the NBA All NBA first team?
I don't have
Luka, Giannis,
Jokic, and Luka with 3 of them.
Steph made 4, but who was the 5th?
Jay Tatum.
So,
well, was it Book? Or was it Booker Tatum?
You know what? That was Devin Booker. It was Devin Booker.
3 of these was in the first team.
But to say that 3 of the top 5 all NBA was majority international players.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luka, Book, Giannis, Tatum, Joker.
And let's look at Joel Embiid, just the 7 seasons that he's been active. 5-time All-Star, 4-time All-NBA, 3-time All-NBA defense. Work. Serious work. What Shady say? Crazy work.
Crazy work.
What has Giannis not done from a resume standpoint, accolade standpoint? What has he not done? He ain't even 10. He's just in season 10 now.
In the
What does
word
he
of
not
Big
know?
Shots, he ain't done nothing but sell popcorn and park cars. It would be all NBA and doing that if he had to.
Right, he really would. He really would.
But man, that's
You look
wild though.
And then,
That's wild.
and then
those
Luka's like the best under 21, 2, 3, whatever that we've ever seen, right?
Luka's 24, 23.
Right. Whatever age he is,
Whatever he's
he's
been,
one of the best ever at that age.
Luka is the most. Now I hate Dom. Luka has been the best under 25 perimeter player probably since Mike.
Mike, yeah. Mike and Young Bean.
You look at Luka's numbers and look at any perimeter player you can think of. I dare you to find somebody with them numbers.
You won't. You won't.
You really got to go back to young Jeffrey to find somebody with them numbers.
Man,
I mean, 3 of these dudes are averaging 30 right now.
but
And the other 2 dudes that's not averaging 30, they both have won 2 MVPs apiece. Already.
Luka 23 years old.
Only thing about Luka.
He's 23 years old.
Oh my God, he hooping. He hooping. That
Luka
might
Doncic
hooping,
is
dog.
23 years old.
That might hooping, dog. The fact of the matter is the main usage rate is more than a young
Now-
prodigy
now
playing
we-
AAU basketball, man.
Oh, yeah. Now, we will be critical about the style of play, but we're not ignorant to the talent.
That
And
mother
then-
We're
hooping.
not ignorant to the fact that this cat is a real killer.
I'm about to tell you guys something right now. And I'm going to say it again. He's 23 years old. There are dudes in college right now that are older, that are playing college basketball that are older than Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
The Houston squad.
They didn't have a $3 million buyout at 16, man.
I know that. I understand that. But Luka Doncic is 23 years old.
Then you go to SGA. When the Paul George trade gets made, I remember multiple interviews, like Sam Cassell, who was a Clippers assistant at the time, and everybody's like, "Yeah, we love Paul George, etc. But we sure hate that we had to give up Shea." And look at Shea this year. Again, the field goal percentage is high. Forget the 30 a game. SGA shooting 52% from the floor. He making high 30s from the 3.
He's 24. He's 24. He just
They
turned
They
he
just
24 this summer.
He's
they
a
just
chill.
babies. They still babies,
I'm
man.
about to, and this is about to dig.
Let me-
deep. We talk about the
let me ask
Clippers,
you-
right? We talk about the
Yeah.
Clippers trading them, right? We got to go back to draft day.
Yeah.
He was actually drafted by the Charlotte Hornets.
Oh, Mike.
And let me ask y'all this. He don't tear his knee up. How close is Jamal Murray to being in that spot where SGA at?
That's what I was about to say.
Close.
Him getting hurt might have set it back. So
Set it back.
Right.
Yeah.
Set it back. Because
But
that
Yeah. Jamal Murray probably, if he doesn't get hurt,
he's there.
is the second best international guard.
because he was ready to
Yeah.
take off.
He's
Yeah.
ready. And then we got Jokic, who is just, it's 25, it's 12, it's 8. It's 25, 12, and 8. We just write that in the book and just see what happens.
And please don't double team that man.
You're dead.
Stop it, man. Like
And every guy we named,
They're not even 30.
yeah.
They're not 30.
so. Here's the question, fellas: could the 5 best American players in the league beat that 5?
Right now, the current,
Our
I'm
American.
gonna be like, I'm gonna have to roll like Jerome, man, to be with the international players, man.
From the Himalayas.
Simply because of where they're at. I mean, we talking about Giannis in a prime. We talking about in shape Joel. We talking about Luca, who ain't even 25. We talking about Shea, who just win it. And Jokic.
You know what?
Come
You know
on,
what,
man.
Ham? I think somebody sent the tape to Joel because me and Big Shot be so
Oh.
hard on Joel, especially talking about them suicides and salads, man.
Hey,
Joel looking real dang. He looking real scary.
hey, Joel got out them double stacks, man. He started getting
Them baconators.
If you line up the 5 best American players right now, first of all, the size and the length of the international squad.
Yeah.
Shea is the smallest one is 6'6".
Right.
We gotta go. If we go American, we want to match up, we gotta have Kevin. We gotta have JT. We gotta get AD. We gotta get Braun. But then who's our big guard? Because we can't leave out Steph. I would hate to leave out Steph, but I'm wondering who.
I think we'd have to, okay, that's a valid point. So now I'm thinking about this as like some real coaching. Maybe you had Steph out there that's first of all, Steph is no slouch. Let's be very honest. Who we talking about. Let's be very clear who we talking about.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes,
Very
sir.
clear
We know who we talking about now.
I would have Steph out there, and maybe I can get, and Les can speak to this from the X's and O's. You try to get a bad matchup or a switch, and hopefully you can get Steph isolated with Luka. And maybe you can try to run some stuff and get that matchup. But when you're talking about the pure size, man, can we teleport 2019?
I got 3 people. I got 3 people, Big Shot. I got 3 people. And that's one. And that's one. And that's one. If with worldwide talking about the size matching up, like you said, we're not. Curry is my guy. Curry is that one.
Yeah. Let me
But
clear who we
2019 Kawhi. I tell you what. Give me 2000. Was that 14 or 13? Paul George.
Yeah, give me last year the Pacers, Paul George. Give me that one. Give me like that one.
I want the one that dunked on all the goddamn Heat, Paul George.
You want 13.
13. I want 13 Paul
13.
George.
So we looking for
Hey, you want to know the last person I got?
who we got?
God damn it, give me Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
I like it.
You know what? You know what? Because if we talking about matching up, we got the facility. We got facilitating Braun.
Yeah.
The fact that we find like dudes from what they were, like
That's how tough this international team is.
Like I want first year. I want like LeBron the second year in Miami.
Oh
yes, I'm telling you this right now.
Yeah.
I'm about to say this right now. 2013 LeBron.
Yes.
Yeah.
2013. In the last 20 years, there hasn't been a better player than 2013 LeBron James.
I agree. I agree with you.
2013, man, he's doing this at 38 years.
I agree with you to the toe, Les, that you like the receipt, you like to go back and get yours. When they won in 2013, I had them kind of like on a measuring stick. I had Magic more or less like the measuring stick. I said, he'd passed that shit in 10 years already.
But think about this.
Already.
We
Cats
having
ready to
to go,
argue with me. I'm like, come on.
we having to go back there to find a
Right.
match for
To
them five.
match up with this international team, which is great. That's how strong this current international squad team is.
2013, LeBron was on some 88 Mike type shit.
He was on.
Yeah.
I say 2013 LeBron and 2017 KD, right behind him.
So we've gone 2013 LeBron, 2017 KD, 2019 Kawhi.
Kawhi. You know what? Give me 2020 AD. Give me Bubble AD.
Bubble 8.
I don't even know if I'll take 2018 AD.
2018 was good, but 2020 Bubble AD.
We're not doing no bubble mess.
So what we
But you know what? I hate the bubble.
Well, let's take bubble TJ Warren then.
No.
but the point is we have to go
crazy.
We
having to find the prime years
Dude.
of all-time great players to deal with these.
We shouldn't have to go back to when David Stern was commissioner, y'all. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I haven't been in the seat for damn near a decade now. I mean, we got to go all the way back.
That's crazy.
Dave ain't even on Earth no more.
But
Now,
yeah, that's tough though, man. The international team tough.
And then we got the coming attraction. The next one.
Oh,
See, he gonna make us end the show. I thought about him earlier. He gonna make us end the show right now for real.
Why Detroit
We
one
can't
up?
make this list next year.
Why
we already
Detroit
know who
one
we are.
up? Why did Detroit one up all the rest of the teams for the Victor sweepstakes?
And now, maybe the best prospect in 20 years is from France.
It's from France.
A guy running off 30s and 10s in European basketball. You run off 30 and 10 in Euroball with less minutes, shorter games. Brother, anybody who know about European bad will tell you it is a more than a notion to get 30 points in a European league. It takes you have to really put in work to get 30.
And granted, he's 7 feet 50 as far as his height is concerned. Like Luka said, it's easier to score in this league than over there, simply because you got a clogged up middle.
Clogged up middle, shorter quarter.
Not that the clogged up middle is gonna really affect him that much, but it's still a clogged up middle.
The minutes are different. In Europe, everybody plays. So you might be playing 25 minutes on a good night.
Yeah.
And you running off 30s. Man, I tell you what, these 2024 Olympics, boy, United States better have these.
Gotta be ready. Gotta be ready. Gotta be ready.
And the crazy part is, y'all boy talking about playing for France in 2024. Process. So they gonna line up. They might line up Process, Victor.
Tony Parker gonna come back and play. Tony Parker gonna lace him up. Boris Diaw
throw it inside.
Boris Diaw giving quality minutes.
Boy's coming back.
And if they recruit Process to France, you know what's crazy? We talk about current. Do you know who's somebody we forgot? Siakam.
Pascal.
Yeah.
Pascal, man.
Pascal, Cameroon.
Yeah.
Getting better every day, man.
Yeah.
DeAndre Ayton, Bahamas.
Bahamas.
He United States.
You want to give okay. You got CI.
Bahamas count as the US. Yeah.
Okay, I give you another young fella. 2 young fellas. Josh Giddey, Australia.
That month. Him and SGA, that shit ain't cool. That ain't
Went
right.
in America, but Franz Wagner from Germany.
And his brother.
Bro, like Les said, y'all Americans better get yourselves together.
And
Real quick.
This is why I say this, right? So we play this team from Italy tomorrow. They call Stella Zora. Okay. Big ball club over in Italy. And we're playing like, you know, they have the pro team and then they have the high school age kids, right? And so they've come over here. And they've played a few games. We'll play them tomorrow. They'll play Friday. You know. But this is the thing, right? The way they move as a unit, right? Like before the game they played on it was Friday. They're using our weight room and they're getting about a 20-30 minute lifting before the game. They go out and play the game. Yep. Right there is that face. Yep. They play the game. Close game.
That's different.
They didn't win. You know what they do after the game?
Back lift weights?
Yeah. And it's not a crazy lift. It's a lot of core, medicine ball.
After having played a real game.
You say that again?
But you're lifting after having played a real game.
But the thing about it is this is how they condition. And it's no, I got my phone out, I'm Snapchat, and I'm like, no, they are in a sweat before they go out and play.
Mm-hmm.
After they finish playing, they do their stretches, then they lift, boom, boom, boom. And they're moving like that all the time, not sometimes, all the time. And how they come in, they're uniform, they're clean, they're well groomed. Like, and when I say well groomed, I'm not saying like, oh, you know, American kids had a hair out. Like, no, like, they got a few kids, with dual citizenship, African kids, Black kids, however you want to put it. But they're lined up. They're coming in and they conduct themselves in a professional manner. They're training to be pros.
Yes.
Yep.
They're training to be pros. They're playing like pros. They don't dribble. I'm sitting here watching them, and this is the craziest thing. I'm counting passes to dribble ratio, right? And there was one time, playing 30-second shot clock. They passed the ball 9 times. They dribbled 6 times and got 3 shots. They missed a shot, offensive rebound, missed the putback, went back up, got scored off of it, and it was an and one. They move the ball. They're steady moving. And you talk about switchable. Remember how we talked last year about switchable and the finals and stuff and playoffs? And they switching in that long, like we want to give the kid here in America, what I've noticed, we're putting the pro label before they even get to the next level.
Right.
There's like, no, you're a pro. You'll move up when you're ready. You'll be a pro when we feel like you're a pro. You need to do this, this, and this. You need to conduct yourselves in a professional manner.
Yeah.
we're giving it to them before they get there, and that's why we have in America so many stories of, man, what happened to such and such? Oh, he was the number 6 kid in his class, and man, he can't even get in the league, and why did he get drafted? And the kids are reaping the benefits of professional, but they're not doing the work. Well, a lot of them not doing the work for it.
And you look at how many European players, or not even European, international players, do you see come over to America and get into trouble?
We talked about this. Wow, we talked about this years ago. You don't
Now,
see
they may not all become stars. They may whatever, but they don't get in trouble.
Then Porzingis getting caught up in some little BS.
That's the only. That's one of the few.
Right.
It was over in his country.
Think of another player we didn't even name.
And then we ain't even gonna talk about that time the police jumped Tabo. So it did Tabo dirty in New York. So you got to show Tabo the love on the international side too.
But in general,
the discipline though, the discipline is always. They know how to be pros. They come over here ready to be pros.
And I've seen it, and I'm telling you, I've been watching it firsthand for a week.
Dog, we didn't name Porzingis.
Right. Just to go to show you.
Oh, let another up and coming one though. Laurie
Markin in Finland.
Goes to show you.
Listen. So before we cut out of here, we gotta announce the NBA Jam finals. Voting will start on this on Wednesday, December 14th. Trav, you want to do the honors of introducing it?
Give me just a moment. I'm pulling it up as we speak.
Voted on by you, the people.
Right.
In particular, 94 feet of life. Y'all ain't got nobody to blame for this shit but y'all.
Yep. It ain't us.
We just gave y'all the ingredients. Y'all made the stew. This is what we got.
Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum on the East, number 1 seed. And Morant, Jaren Jackson on the West side for Memphis.
Oh, fellas, I just got some breaking news. By the time we put this graphic up, Jaren Jackson got 2 fouls.
Paxton Jackson is on the loose.
Listen, we need
the people in Memphis take exception to your trolling list. They say I'm the only one that controls the block passing now. I mean, y'all know how we roll.
Listen, we need Jaren to stay out of foul trouble against these internationals. We might need him.
Man, did y'all see? He came up with a huge block.
I'm gonna give my boy a shout out though. Since he returned to the lineup, everything on defense got better with that squad.
I was just about to say he had a huge block against process of he
had 8 blocks last night.
Man, he
against Atlanta.
Yeah, he was throwing everything.
As much as we give Jaren Jackson Jr. the flack, to be honest, he playing some defensive player of the year basketball right now.
Yeah.
My MJ, shout out
him and Dylan.
Our man Coach MJ was one of the first people. He was one of the first people who was really on the Jaren Jackson
train.
And I listened to Coach MJ.
He saw me. So
he was like, look, he's like, when he starts to learn it all, like Jaren gonna be it. And so,
like we said last year, he said once you get to that point where Jared is the one that's dominating in the first 3 quarters, and you need a 4th quarter to 12, that's when you might be talking June basketball in the Bluff City.
Yeah.
When you get to that point, now it's realistic.
And there it is.
So,
That's your final.
so voting will open in 94 Feet of Life on Wednesday. Voting, and the Facebook poll closes 2 days, so get your votes in.
Now Big Shot, this is how we gonna do it. We're gonna push it to Friday this time. That way we can have them get the full 2 days from Friday over to Sunday night. That way we ain't gotta worry about them. They ain't got the hashtag nothing. Just bring your ass in the group and vote. I'm gonna tag everyone. I'm letting y'all know now.
Yeah, this is
for
everyone.
If you don't like to participate, don't. It's fine. We won't cry about it. We not Mary J. Blige. We cool. But we do like to be interactive with our people. So it's just what it is.
So there you have it. Trav, Ham, Coach Les in the building. 94 Feet of Life. Let me flip it up since it's international. Baloncesto por la gente, para la gente. Signing out.
Make sure we crop it in.